TNTMThe Show presents Comicast 292 with your host, Pablo Gunner, the one and only, here to stun ya and talk nerdy about this week's comics for June 28th, 2017. Those are the comics that I'm going to be reviewing this week, okay? And yeah, I have a nice little grade scale here that we've concocted over many, many years, which is buy, skim, pass, and then the variations of buy and skim, which are strong and weak. And then a best book of the week is the back and bag. You know, if you're hardcore, you know all about that. And then we also have the runner-up to the back and bag. And we also say things like, hey, it's a contender for back and bag, or, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, I also give away all the free digital codes here on the podcast, on the video, on the website, on the on the Comicast. I think that's it. Oh wait, no, I have a timer to keep myself on track so I don't go on too long. Timer's a minute if it's by myself. If JD's with me, it's 2 minutes, or if we're both reviewing a book, 2 minutes. Sometimes I'll do 2 minutes if it's a long book. But anyways, yeah, so 1 minute. I have a little theme song that plays. Here it is. If you know what it is, tell me. I'll hook you with it up. So if you know what that is, tell me. Be very specific, though. We all know what it's from, but specifically what it is. So tell me. I'll hook you up with a free digital comic because I have so many laying around, just like Weapons of Mutant Destruction #1 last week. I ended up picking up, but I didn't review it for the podcast because I missed it. And this week I didn't get the part 2 because, well, I don't like the Totally Awesome Hulk book. In fact, I skimmed it and I was like, yeah, I didn't see any of the people from Weapon X in there, so I'm skipping it. Anyways, do I have any nerdy talk? I can do that stuff at the end anyways. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into these books, huh? Let's do it. I'm going to start with Cable #2, which is written by James Robinson, penciled by Carlos Pacheco, inked by Rafael Fontariz, colored by Jesus Aburtov with Federico Blee. So last I remember his Cable was messed up. They sliced his arm off. Anyways, it jumps to, like, it's kind of a flashback from the other guy's point of view. There's Amaru Castle. This guy shows up and he's like, hey, I want to make a deal with you. And they're like, oh yeah, dog, get out of here. Don't intrude on me. So he kills them, and then he finds their rivals and he's like, hey, I'll give you these weapons if you take this guy out. Then it shows up, like I said, and Cable messes these dudes up. But it's not an easy fight, though, so it's pretty cool. It keeps it pretty intense. That's the thing, is I always thought, like, Cable was really hardcore. He is still pretty hardcore, but he does get messed up at the same time. And so he grills this guy for more info to get the info that he needs to get to the next location in time, which he does. And he ends up in the Mayan, you know, with the Mayans. So, and I'm not talking about the biker gang from Sons of Anarchy either. So yeah, it was really solid. It was really intense. This is what I like to see, actually. There's this character kind of like he's been built up and he's still pretty hardcore, but he still gets his butt kicked. So it was pretty awesome. It was pretty sweet, and I like how it's a little bit, it's slow. I feel like this would probably be a little bit better to read in trade, but I'm enjoying it as an issue. As well, actually, I don't know, because in issues, each issue seems to have its own like story, like has its own beginning, middle, and end, even though they're all connected. So either way, it's a strong buy. So yeah, it's a strong buy. And here's a digital code. F for Familia, C for Carlos, M for Marcos, Q for Quintana, P for Pablito, E for Inigo, K for Kilo, 9, L for Lopez, N for Novela, V for Villanueva, K for Kilo. Next, it's Packless number 2. Actually, I'm going to throw this one 2 minutes on here. It is all done by Dustin Weaver. He does the whole thing. It is a hefty book. It's $6. So yeah, the first one is, it's just this random story, this random like just one-page thing. It's pretty good. I like it. And then it goes into the actual thing, and it's like an empty shell in the ocean. And that one is kind of weird because it's this guy and he's watching this girl, and I think he's like going after the husband or the boyfriend or whatever. And he saw him in her apartment, but like he goes over there to visit her and stuff. And she tells this story about this woman and how like she used to do nudes, and like it's funny because she sees people on the streets and like they see her and they recognize her, but they're like too afraid to say anything to her, but they're not sure if it's actually her, because it's like, how do you go on the road, like, you know, out in public just saying that, like, hey, did I see you in that nude that I bought, you know, like. But yeah, so they end up having kind of like a relationship, and it gets weird and complicated and very confusing. And there's just, it's all kinds, it's just really trippy. Then there's the Amnesia Cycle, which continues the previous Amnesia Cycle story, but they give a little more exposition, and they also focus on this other character a little bit. And then it does get back to the other characters and what's been going on. Like this girl, she shows her skills. She's like, oh, it's been a while since I flew and had to do battle and stuff. And she handles herself really well. And then you find out like there's these planets and they're connected. It's really, really weird, and it's really, really cool, and it's really trippy, and it's really awesome. And then, like I said, once again, it continues to get to that one planet where the weapon is. And then there's the I want to say it says Sagittarius A star or something. It's just a random like last page. But once again, we have Dustin Weaver. He explains it at the end and stuff, and it's really cool, and it's really, really interesting. And then he also says what's to come and stuff, which is really awesome. It just continues to make it better and better and better. So once again, like, this is continuing to be great. I love it. It's the artist telling about his process, and I love that stuff. Gets you peek into their mind and stuff. So I give it a strong buy. I give it a contender. Now it's on to Teen Titans number 9. This has a digital comic. It is same. Well, I don't know if it's the exact same creative team. It is Benjamin Percy still doing the script. It's Phil Hester doing layouts. Coy Pham on pencils. Trevor Scott on inks. Craig Young does inks on pages 17 and 18. Then Jim Shotolempidis on colors. And so this one, it's Aqualad, and he's learning about his powers. But it's like the second Aqualad, I think. He doesn't even go by Aqualad yet. He just goes by his name. And then like Robin like teaches him, he's like teaching him how to fight and how to be better and stuff. And then you have a conversation with Wally West and Raven, and they kind of have a thing for each other. And it's funny because Raven's like, I think that, Robin is training Jackson to be better. He's telling him things that he should be telling you instead. The mom reveals that she's actually Atlantean, and she doesn't want to reveal who the father is and stuff. And Beast Boy and Starfire, they're out on a mission and stuff, and they get help from Aqualad, and then the dad shows up. It's crazy. So yeah, I love it. It's going really, really well. I really love how it focuses on all the team members just enough. You know, like they take time for each one, and I really enjoy that. It's really good. I rather have like downtime and character development than constant action. Like there's action in here, but it's just like, but it works to forward the characters, development, as well as just, fleshing them out and stuff. So yeah, strong buy. I love it. I'm going to give it a contender. This one has a digital code. We have DC for Detective Comics 317, D for Detective, K for Kill, Y for Yank, Z for Zarbon, R for Richter, 2, B for Batman, and T for Thomas. Next, it's The Defenders, number 2. Writer, Brian Michael Bendis. Artist, David Marquez. Color artist, Justin Ponsor. And you actually have Ben Urich is doing like the intro. I didn't read it. I should have read it because it looks pretty awesome. And I'm sure it's great. But if you don't, it jumps right into the story. What's her name? Jessica Jones. She rushes to the night nurse to see what happened to Luke Cage because he got poisoned by Diamondback. Then you have Daredevil, and he's talking with Ben Urich to find the location. He doesn't get it. The night nurse is getting a cure, and Blade shows up, and he looks so awesome. Or not a cure, but an antidote and stuff. And Jessica Jones is freaking out. She's like, I'm going to kill you if you let him die. And it's like, night nurse looks evil because she looks super hot. I'm going to be straight up. Like, I thought she was evil because, like, the outfit she's wearing and just, like, the way she looks way too hot to be good. She's bad. And then we have Wilson Fisk. He's at this fundraiser thing. Danny Rand shows up and kind of grills him and stuff. And then it goes to Diamondback. He's there with his cash of money. And Jessica Jones shows up to fight him. And then the rest of the Defenders show up to fight him too. And they're getting their butts whooped. So, yeah, it's crazy. And I can't wait to see more. Especially considering the cliffhanger at the end after who attacks them. I was like, what? This doesn't make sense. I want to get to the bottom of it. And that's how you get a strong buy, by hooking people for that next one. You have like a great intro, you have a great like beginning, middle, end, and hooks people for the next one. Like, hey, you got to get people jacked off for that next issue or they're not going to buy it, So this does that in a great way. A lot of questions. I got to get those questions answered. So I'm going to get that next issue. And it looks absolutely superb, phenomenal. I like how the art seems like slightly different when the characters are, by themselves. So it's like, hey, this looks more like a Daredevil style. This looks like more of a Jessica Jones style. This looks more like a Danny Rand style. Like it's really cool, but not too different. It has a very good flow to it. So yeah, strong buy. I'm gonna have to give this one a contender as well. This is another, lots of questions in here. And here's a digital code. F for Fist, C for Charlie, M for Mark, V for Victor, M for Mark, R for Rick, 5, K for Kill, H for Helicopter, C for Camp, S for Semi, R for Rick. Sorry, that took forever. Okay, what's next? It's Batman Beyond. It's number 9. It's $3.99. It's Dan Jurgens writing. It is Bernard Chang on art. Marcelo Maiola on colors. Starts with, like, it rolls right into from the cliffhanger from the next one. Spoiler alert. If I'd need to say spoiler alert because you have McGinnis facing off against Damian, and Damian is the new Ra's al Ghul and stuff. And then it rolls into why he is the Ra's al Ghul. They explain that Damian actually was Batman, but he was in that suit. And that suit, he lost himself in it and kind of went haywire and evil until the suit was just tattered and stuff. And then so it's essentially what made him fall to the path of Ra's al Ghul, Reish al Ghul, and stuff. But he knows how to fight the suit. He also is a better fighter than Terry McGinnis, so he is beating him up. And Batman, or rather, I should say, Bruce Wayne went to go help him, but yeah, it's looking really bad for both Bruce and for Terry. It's nuts. I love this book. It has been so good from the get-go. It's always a strong buy. It's always a contender, and this is one of those books. So yeah, here's a digital code. You can check it out for yourself. One lucky lady out there. DC, we have DC for Detective Comics, 417. B for Batman. K for kill, M for maniac, 2, Q for Quinn, J for Joker, 2, and N for no. On to Jean Grey number 3. It is Dennis Hopeless as the writer. We have Victor Ibanez as the artist. And then layout artist is Al Barrio Nuevo, J. David Ramos, and Dono Sanchez Almara as colorists. So this one, she's in the ocean. She knows something's tracking her. She uses her powers to like swim faster, but it ends up just hurting herself. But there's this giant freaking sea monster attacks her. Then Imperious Rex shows up to fight this thing. He himself, he gets distracted. He gets hurt. He gets hurt by this thing. And they go chase it. And she's like, hey, I'm just down here because I want you to help me with the Phoenix. It's coming after me. And I want to be like you. You seem unaffected by it. Everybody else seems burned by it. And she's like, all right, then if you want to know the secret, then enter my mind. He enters her mind. She enters his mind and realizes that like, all the Atlanteans died because of him and because of the Phoenix. They killed, his people is because of that. And so he actually is messed up by it. He also is poisoned by that fish monster. And so he thinks he's going to die. He thinks they're both going to die. She ends up fighting it off and stuff. And he's like, hey, maybe you do have hope to fight off the Phoenix. Maybe not, maybe not. We'll see. Just fight it head on and don't let it, mess you up. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, what's coming next. She's going to just fully go into training and go, hey, if you can prep yourself, then maybe you can fight this thing. So I'm down for it. I'm looking forward to it. It seems really awesome. It looks awesome. It's really great. I love Namor. He's a dick. He tells it like it is. But, yeah, so like I said, I think it's a strong buy. I think it's a contender, and I can't wait to see more. So, yeah, here we go. Digital code. F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, 3, N for Novela, 6, 7, I for Inigo, U for Universal, I guess, I don't know, N for Novela, 7, and K for Kilo. Oh, God. I hate myself. No, I love myself. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 23, $2.99. It is Fracture Part 2, Guilty Blood. Writer Robert Venditti, artist Ethan Van Sciver. Colorist Jason Wright. Once again, we have like this pirate boss or whatever, and he's like trying to give doubt to Sean Stewart. And, Hal Jordan's like, man, you shouldn't, you need to trust us. You need to trust the Corps instead of believe, and then you have John Stewart actually sends to the baddest mofos in the league or in the Corps. You have, I want to say Atrocitus and Guy Gardner. They go to help him and they go to find out like if he has this secret. They go, you see him, they wreck stuff. It's pretty awesome. They mess stuff up. They got each other's backs. It's pretty cool. As well as there's the story going on with Saranic, I believe her name is. And what's his name? Not Kyle. The other guy. And so she finds out the truth and stuff, as well as so does John Stewart, and it's bad. It's just bad all around. So yeah, it's really great. It looks fantastic. I give it a strong buy. I give it a contender. It's wonderful. And it's time to talk about one of our sponsors, Gamers Anonymous, here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, over on the east side. Check them out. Follow them on Facebook. They do like giveaways a lot of the times. Like they'll do digital giveaways for like Nintendo stuff. Usually Nintendo, but it's all kinds. of stuff like that. But anyways, they have all kinds of things going on. Of course, there's the movies. Oh crap, I forgot to go to the movie last night. They had Planet of the Apes, or not Planet of the Apes, but the Planet of the Apes that was like, it's the new one, but of the new trilogy and stuff. So yeah, it is located at 1512 C Wyoming Boulevard Northeast in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87112. Their phone number is 505-332-0717. If there's any retro games or any games period that you're looking for, hit them up, ask them, call. You can actually get added to a list too, where they will text you if they get a game in that you're looking for, but you have to go and get it ASAP. Because if there's other people, I think they send it out to them too. So, but it's a great thing. I've gotten a few games that way, and it's freaking awesome, fantastic. Join the community group, talk with other gamers, other hardcore gaming nerds and stuff. It's just a good time. John's a good guy, and he's great to do business with. They have a wonderful reward system that's fantastic. So get in on that. They'll send you, random discounts for no reason. And it's cool. Like, they'll check video games like before you buy them, and they'll be like, hey, let me see if the price of this went down. And they'll oh yeah, it went down a couple bucks. Here you go. It's freaking great. Like, I don't know any businesses like that, honestly. So it's really great that they do that. They're fantastic. So make sure you go check them out, or you can go onto their website, garetro.com. Go. Time to get back some to comics. It's X-Men Blue, number 6. Writer is Cullen Bunn, artists Ray Anthony Haidt and Ramon Box, inkers Mark Deering and Terry Palot, colorist Irma Navilla. I've been seeing her more. But yeah, so we have Jean. She's bored. In fact, she checks in, and Magneto and Cyclops are training. She's like, all right, I'm bored. Let's go do something. And she goes to Jimmy, and she's like, hey, you want to get out of here? Then you have Beast, and Beast is like, hey, I want to get out of here too. They teleport to China, which is having their New Year. I think it's George. Yeah, I don't know. Japan. Which one's Mandarin? That is Chinese, right? Okay. Anyways, so yeah, and they're like enjoying the festivities. Then they see like there's some drug dealing going on. It's MGH, mutant growth hormone. Jimmy goes to check it out. Then some guys attack some people. This guy's about to kill this dude. He stops them. And then the other X-Men show up, Jean and Hank. And Hank actually has been really fun, which he's been a downer lately. And it's really crazy because some of his dark stuff has been brought to the surface. But it doesn't get into any specifics. It just says like he's done something really dark, and I think it's the magic that he's been using. So yeah, and they go into like Patch and stuff, which leads me to think that Jimmy is going to go by the nickname Patch, or the code name Patch. But we'll see. It's I like it a lot. The art, I feel like there's something about the art that was just kind of slightly off. It wasn't bad, but I just feel, I don't know, it was just slightly off. Like I just feel like this group especially, it should be a little warmer. I get the reason, like it was Japan, it was kind of like a dark theme going on and stuff, but it was really good. I think that's the only thing that's slightly off, so I'll give it a strong buy, but because of that, I'm not going to give it a contender. I will give the digital code away, though. F for Fan, Z for Zarbon, M for Mankey, 4, H for Hector, R for Richter, X for X-Men, W for Wesker, Z for Zarbon, C for Cam, 3, U for Ultron. Now it's the Flash number 25. It's an exercise anniversary issue, so it's $3.99. Only $1 more, no big deal. It is Joshua Williamson as script, Carmen DiGian Domenico, Neil Googe, and Ryan Sook on art, Ivan Placencia Hi-Fi, Dave McCaig colors. And so Wally is on the cosmic treadmill. He's going into the future to find Reverse Flash. And then they go into the origin story of Reverse Flash, how he wanted to be Flash in his time. He was the pro on it, but as they started working together, he didn't really like his methods, so he beat him up, threw him in prison. And then like he tried to be better, but it didn't really work. So then he became an evil dude, and he was like, I want to hurt you the way that you hurt me and you ruined my life. So he just wants to ruin his life because he ruined his life for him. And so you see that, and he gets there, and there's Iris and stuff, and like I said, he's putting him through the ringer. It's freaking crazy. Like, I didn't know all this stuff about Eobard Thawne, and so for me, it was really great to find this out and to get this info and find out like why he's so crazy and what like drove him to this and stuff. Because you see, like, he tried to better himself, and he's like, I'm not going to be the Flash. I want to be more like the Flash's sidekick. That's why I have a yellow suit, because all his sidekicks had yellow suits. But then he realized that he treats like all his sidekicks the same and tells them the same thing, and he had been replaced. So that's another reason like he hates him and stuff, which is really crazy. So yeah, it's nuts. It's freaking crazy. And then he reveals, yeah, so strong buy, contender. It's magnificent. The art changes, they were thematic because there's different timelines they're playing with. So it worked out perfectly. Like, usually I hate, different art changes, but this one worked perfectly because they were going from like, retelling different storylines as well as telling the current story. It was just magnificently well done. And that's how you do multiple artists in one book right here. Strong by contender. Next, it's Star Wars Dr. Aphra #8, which is the Screaming Citadel Book 1, Part 5. Kieran Gillen is the writer. Andrea Brocardo is the artist. Antonio Fabela as colors. And so it's weird, like, so it kind of turns into like this mental battle between these two entities, these two parasites and stuff. And then Aphra interferes with her little crystal, but then Luke realizes that that crystal is not really Jedi, and he's like, I know what Jedi really are, and this is Jedi are free, and so it allows him to break free from this parasite and from this spell, and as well as defeat his enemy, which is pretty crazy. And then that also allows, because he was freed at all, and the queen was slain, it also allowed the underlings to have more control. So Han now has more control, but he also has control of underlings to help them out of the situation, and he frees them and stuff. And then Luke really comes to his senses, and he's like, Aphra, you're a horrible person. Stay away from me and my friends. But I'm still going to do my best. So yeah, and then I love like Leia's arc too, how she's like, I'm going to let people be people, but this, because it's called Screaming Citadel Book 1, I don't think it's over. I think there might be more to come, which will be eventually. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but eventually. So yeah, it's really great. This art, I think it goes really well with this book. I'm not sure if I'm really interested in continuing to read the Aphra book. I'll probably skim the next one. This series was really great, and this series kept me buying this book, so it's really good that they do these crossovers, because some of the, I don't want to say weaker books, but books that I don't care for as much, that it gives me more of a reason to buy them. So yeah, I think this one because it's it's a strong buy. I think like the art, I don't know, like the art fits well for the Aphra book. I don't know. It's tough. It's a strong buy. Okay. Here's digital code. 58, A for alpha, T for, or it's AT, I should just be like AT, right? 9, K for kill, D for deal, L for Lose, A for Alpha, 0, J for Jones, M for Million. Now on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 71. It's $3.99. We have Kevin Eastman, Bobby Curnow, and Tom Waltz on story. Then script, it's Tom Waltz. Art, Dave Wachter. Or Wachter. And then colors, Rhonda Pattison. So this one is, if you've been reading Universe, it's directly what that was leading up to, which is they're setting up for this meeting, the Pantheon, they call it. It's the meeting of all these gods. There's that big giant toad, and then there's this jaguar, and then Rat King, and Akka, as well as Kitsune. And we have all these different creatures, gods. There's the man myth, which is like mammoth, but a man mammoth and stuff, like a humanoid mammoth and stuff. And like one of them has gone missing, and they blame Kitsune because she's the youngest and most mischievous and stuff. And then it's funny. And then, some green guys show up at the end. And yeah, so that's pretty much how it ends. It's really interesting. I really like it. It's the beginning of a new arc. It's definitely a strong buy. Not a contender, though, just because it is the beginning of a new arc. I can't wait to see what happens in the next one, though, considering how this one ends. So, yeah, it's definitely a strong buy. It's a lot of exposition, but I love it because, like, this is stuff that I've been waiting to get for a really long time, this exposition. So it was definitely worth it. Yeah, strong buy contender. Or I said not contender, didn't I? It feels natural saying it, though. Next, it is Infamous Iron Man number 9. Brian Michael Bendis is the writer. Alex Maleev is the artist. Matt Hollingsworth as color artist. And so, yeah, last one ended, and Doom is like this vision quest where he's teleported to, like, the future, or has a vision of the future, and Stark is the Sorcerer Supreme, and he tells him, like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and stuff. Stop being Iron Man. It's really bad. They're going to kill you or whatever. And then so he comes to, and he just, like, passes out. And then Ben Grimm and Torch, they meet, and he's like, hey, I met with a guy that said he was Stretch, but I'm not sure it was him. Have you met him? And he's like, they're talking about how they miss family and stuff like that. And then, Riri ended up turning Victor into S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. He's all drugged because he actually passed out from that vision. And then somebody comes to save him, somebody near and dear to him, which, yeah, is bad. It's bad. It's like this guy cannot catch a break. He's trying so hard to be good, and everything he does just makes it worse and worse and worse. It's this issue, I didn't like it as much, mostly because the thing I like most about it is Victor. But it was great to get Ben and Johnny in there. That was really great. The rest of it, though, I was kind of like, all right. Like, I want more Doom, and so, yeah, that's my complaint. So it can't be a contender. No way, no how. But it's definitely a strong buy, though. And here's the digital code. Tell me what you think. F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, V for Villanueva, 8, S for Senor, K for Quintana, E for Eleuterio, another E for Eleuterio, 0, C for Carlos, and another E for Eleuterio. Now it's on to Batman Detective Comics 959. We're in Las Vegas years ago. It is James Tynion the 4th. That's screw it. So yeah, it goes into the past with like Bruce when he was trying to learn magic from Zatanna's dad, and stuff, and they're talking about like how he's not good at, you know, sleight of hand and stuff. Then it goes to present, and they're fighting this robot, you know, kind of like Azrael from his like religion and stuff. And it even connects with Azrael, and it freaks Azrael out and stuff, but they do manage to fight it off. And then this one doctor is talking to this furry Sasquatch guy, and she's just like seeing it from like a scientist point of view. She does seem kind of evil, which I think she was / is. And then Batwing shows Batwoman his own cave and what he's been working on. There's a, you know, good conversation between Zatanna and Batman, and then Azrael's kind of like losing his stuff. It's pretty crazy. So here's creative team. James Tynion IV, writer. Alvaro Martinez, pencils. Raul Fernandez as inks. Brad Anderson as colors. But yeah, so this was a solid issue. You know, great spending time with people on this. It's more of a team book at this point. But yeah, they spend an even amount of people, different people on the team. Well done. I like it. You know, Zatanna in there, the past, the flashback, just anything with Zatanna's gold. So yeah, strong buy. I think it's worth a contender. Next, it is Spider-Gwen, Radioactive Spider-Gwen, number 21. Apparently not radioactive anymore. It is Jason Latour as the writer, Rabido Rodriguez as the artist, Rick Renzi as color artist. And so Goblin, Harry, and Gwen are on the run. But before that, they show that Rhino, which looks more like he looks like a freak. How Murdoch and how got him off and stuff, and then how he owes him. So, and then, like I said, it gets to those two are on the run. She calls to help for Murdoch. Murdoch's like, "This is what you need," and he's like, "Screw you, I'm not doing that." All the while, you see her dad is talking to somebody, and they're like, "Hey, something's bad is going to happen to you," and stuff. And yeah, like Harry is going gobby, and you know, like then they kind of get help sort of from Logan and Kitty, but not really. And then Alexei has to pay his debt. Yeah. So strong buy, contender without a doubt. This is building and building and building. It's getting more and more intense. It's crazy. I can't wait to see what happens. I want to see Venom. I want to see Gwenom. So yeah, that's going to be cool. That's going to be crazy awesome. I can't wait for it. So yeah, but like I said, strong buy, and it's contender for sure. So much awesomeness in this. Here's the digital code. D for Donatello, J for Jones, M for Mankey, 1, F for Frank, T for Thomas, G for George, L for Logan, Q for Quill, B for Bravo, U for Ultron, and for Nova. Last book, it is Superman Action Comics, number 982. It's $2.99. Dan Jurgens is a writer. Jack Herbert and Jose Luis on pencils. Jack Herbert and Ray McCarthy as inks. And then Hi-Fi on colors. So yeah, this one's you have Cyborg Superman. He's back in the power play, and they're all like, "Yeah, let's take the fight to Superman." And they're like, "We have to go to his fortress first because that's where all this technology is, and that's where all this stuff is that all of us need something from there, and that's how we secure our victory." So they're like, "Okay, fine, we'll follow you for now." So they go there, which his wife and son are already there. He's blind. He's getting that checked out by Kellex. They don't really know what's wrong with him, but they know it's connected to like that black vortex or whatever the heck it was that made him blind. So now he's fighting blind against them so that his wife and son can, you know, get away. And so he's getting messed up, but then you see Supergirl, you know, and she's suiting up. Yeah, the Super Squad suits up. I'm just gonna say that. I can't wait to see the next issue. This one was really solid. Great stuff. Looks good. Everything's about it superb. So I love it. Strong buy. I think this one's definitely a contender because I can't wait to read the next one. And this one was great all the way through. So yeah, strong buy contender. All right. Well, that means it's time to announce the runner-up and back bag of the week. Look at this huge fat stack of books, though. It's freaking ridiculous how many books there are that are so freaking great this week. I don't know, though. Like, there's so many good books. It's not really that hard for me to choose. Like, it is, but it isn't. I'm going to go with... okay, I'm going to go with the Defenders, number 2, as my runner-up. And here's like a big reason why. Well, I just love seeing Daredevil, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones like teaming up to take on Diamondback, but he's messing them up. Like, though that fighting scene was so well done, the art was so well done, there's so few artists that know how to draw a fighting scene and make it make sense. Like, most fighting scenes I watch, I'm like, this, I don't know, I can't connect it. And that's kind of why, like, you want to see it in movies and you want to see it in shows, because you're like, I want to see the action. Because most artists don't do a good enough job of showing the action. This artist does. But here's the other thing right here, spoiler alert and cliffhanger. It looks like Punisher takes out Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil. And you go, why is he working with Diamondback? So, especially to take down heroes. And then there's a thing to read at the end about Daredevil, so which is pretty cool. It's like a little The Pulse editorial. It's pretty neat. So yeah, that right there. But this one has to take the cake, which is Batman Beyond number 9, because Terry McGinnis is out. He's outmatched. Like, Damian is skilled. I don't care, who you are, what you think, but Damian is probably the most skilled fighter, Robin, whatever, in the Batman thing. Like, he's a trained killer. He is legitimately. No, Cassandra actually is. But I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like I said, Robins and everything like that, as well as like who became Batman. And so just getting the backstory too of like how Ra's al Ghul, the original Ra's al Ghul, kind of planned this whole thing. Like, he let Bruce allow Damian to get into that bat suit, because that bat suit programs you to just push yourself. And the thing is, like, Damian's not going to get messed up because he's the most skilled, but it kind of drove him crazy. Like, it drove him to the, to the Assassins, League of Assassins or whatever I think it's called, right? So yeah, and then like Bruce is trying to help too. And it's like, he's an old man. He's all messed up. How is he going to help? So I want to see, like, if the family helps, what's going to happen. It's just crazy because it looks like Damian's about to kill Terry. So I can't wait to read the next issue. It's just, this book has been so freaking great. I can't wait to read more, and they just do such a good job with this. Dan Jurgens just is killing it on pretty much anything he writes. So yeah, that's it right there. My runner-up for Back and Bag is Defenders number 2. And then my Back and Bag of the week is Batman Beyond number 9. Tell me what yours is. Tell me what you think. Give me your reviews on this stuff. Your grade. What, anything like that. So yeah, I don't know what the new games are for PlayStation Plus or for Xbox for this upcoming month, but I do think that you can still get Dragon Age Origins and Watch Dogs really quick before it changes over to the new games. So yeah, so if you want either of those, check them out. I already have Dragon Age Origins on disc. I haven't played it. I hear it's the best one. So I want to play it, but I don't know if I should download it and get rid of the disc, or just use. I'd rather not take up space on there. So I think I'll just keep the disc and not download it. But I don't have Watch Dogs, so I need to download that before it's too late for me because I don't own that game. So I need to download that one. And what else, or whatever else they have. I want to try that Speedrunners, but I still need to play the Life is Strange episodes on the PlayStation. So I'm hopefully I'll have time to do that today, like after this maybe. Or I might edit a SabakuCon video and post it because I haven't done that in a while. But we've been posting. I've been posting videos. Well, Mason usually posted a video last week, so but hopefully we'll see more from him. Like I said, we're gonna probably do like a Duke City Comic Con like once a month, but we're gonna do video content every week. You're gonna get video content every week. Also, here's the big thing too. Yes, there is a thing that I'm going to start trying to do, which is I'm going to try to do a fitness nerd vlog every day. Thing is, I have a long drive. It's about like an hour, 45 minutes to 2 hours that I'm on the road every day, and that's just one way. So I'm on the road like almost 4 hours every day. That's if I get to come home, because sometimes I get doubled over and I just get a hotel and stay in town because I live far from my job. So anyways, I'm like I said, I don't have time to like do something when I get home, but I have time to do it in my car. So I'll be loading it up to my personal YouTube instantly, and then when I get home, then adding the intro and the outro, and then posting it like either that day or the next day. So it might be like a day late, but I'm gonna try to do a daily nerd fitness vlog. And I call it nerd fitness because I'm a nerd and it's going to be nerdy related. Like my workout is a workout that I've created myself that's based off of a combination of like playing the Dragon Ball Z Connect game, or just like Dragon Ball Z period, as well as just like nerdy things like Pokemon, just nerdy activities and stuff, as well as it's also based off like a combination of different workouts from, but changed more into like nerdy themes and stuff like that from, P90X and Insanity, because I feel like Insanity is too intense and I feel like P90X is not intense enough. So I was like, I want to make myself my own in between. So I'm going to be testing this workout regimen on myself to see how good it is. I will post the notes on it so that if anybody wants to do it with me and everything like that, I'll post like pictures of progress or lack thereof of progress. But it's also going to include like, I'm not going to go really hardcore as according to like meal planning and meal prep. Like I will be eating healthily because I've been on like a bad food binge for a few weeks and I need something to motivate me to get back into it. And so this is what I'm creating to forge me back into a sculpted bod. And so so that's what this is going to, like I said, I'll post the notes for it so people can join in with me. I'll show and stuff like that. I'll share my food. So with the vlog, it will probably contain like, hey, this is the nerdy stuff that I've done this day or have gotten into, like if I read any graphic novels or comics or I played any video games, I'll do like nerdy updates, but it's mostly going to be about like, hey, this is what I ate today. Like, I ate fish and green beans, for my meal, or this is what I ate, at these times and stuff like that. This is, if I get protein, this is what I had, whatever like that. I do need to get protein actually. So if anybody has suggestions for protein, hook me up. Tell me what you think. I've had a few suggestions from people, but here's my thing is I like stuff that's has like a lot of chemicals. I like to go a natural. So I don't want like steroids, especially because like my work, I can't have like stuff that's too crazy anyway. So, but yeah, that's what that's going to entail. And like I said, so it might be on a daily basis that I'm going to post the content, or like every other day. But on my days off, I'm not going to post it because on my days off, I just enjoy my time off, and, read comics, play video games, and, edit videos, hang out with the wife, go see movies. I usually don't work out on my days off, and I usually don't eat that well on my days off. Like, they're my cheat days. So I'm not the kind of person that's like so super into health that I'm like miserable, you know, where I'm like, I'm never going to try any food that's bad for me that tastes really good. I'm just about like, don't eat bad food that's cheap and shitty. Like, don't be going to McDonald's every day because it's garbage food. I know it's cheap, but it's garbage. Or any fast food. Like, that food it's garbage. Like, I get if you're in a rush, like sometimes I'll grab, some chicken nuggets, on the way to work because I'm hungry and that's what there is. Or, I'll get a burrito from Taco Bell. It's cheap and whatever. But I try to stay on the straight and narrow, for the most part. And you can do that just by like replacing that stuff like with your own, like my wife got some organic chicken sausage. I can make my own burritos, with, egg and the chicken sausage and stuff. That, anyways, I can go more into that, into the actual fitness nerd vlog. But if you have any suggestions on what I should call it, like Nerd Fit Vlog or Talk Nerd Fit or Talk Fit Nerd, I was thinking about like Talk Fit Nerd to me or Talk Nerd Fit to me, one of those or both or something. Tell me which one you like better, the sound of it. So yeah, because I think Nerd Fit is already something that exists, and I don't want to take somebody else's thing, so I might go with Fit Nerd, but that might be a thing already. So I'm going to do a little research and look on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and see if that stuff already exists, because I don't want to take somebody else's thing. I want to do my own thing. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me and stuff. I'm still playing Mass Effect mostly, but I do want to try to do some Life is Strange streaming today, hopefully, if I have the time. So I think that's it for me. Remember, you can check all of our stuff out at TNTMTheShow. That's our website. That's our Facebook, our Instagram, our email, our Hotmail, our Instagram, our Twitter, our Tumblr. And I post all kinds of different stuff, but like Twitter is usually where everything ends up, no matter if it's on Facebook, Tumblr, whatever. It all, Instagram, it all ends up on Twitter. So anyways, that's it for me. Talk nerdy to me. I'll talk nerdy to you. And keep your ohos hungry for comics.